questions surrounding PMGC. Will S2G successfully defend their championship? Will another EU team lift the trophy? Could it even be a team unexpected to win it all? Let's witness it together in Turkey.
I'm Gold Investigator. Join the Investigator team and let's protect the game's fairness together.
2023 Popularity Annual Gala event tutorial. Hey there, welcome to the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala. We've introduced a brand new competition and upgraded rewards. You will have to go through 10 rounds of 1v1 matches and compete to become the first ever PUBG Mobile Popularity Annual Gala champion. So let's get right to it. New competition, ladder competition. The Popularity Annual Gala event will be utilizing a new ladder promotion system. Players' initial ladder grade will be determined by their battle points at the end of the first round. Ladders are divided into 6 grades. Triple S, double S. The ladder grade will be determined by their battle points at the end of the first round. Triple S being ladders are divided into 6 grades. Triple S, ladder promotion, double S. The ladder grade will be determined by their players are ranked at the end of the first round. During the ladders are divided into 6 grades. 1 to 9. Triple S, double S. Ladder grade will be determined by. Apart from ladder grade C, each ladder has 100 spots, with the top 20 promoted, the middle 60 retained, and the bottom 20 demoted. If you're trying to move up the ranks, be sure to stay within your ladder's retained threshold or higher before each round is settled. Additionally, ladder grades can only be promoted or demoted by 1 grade at a time, so the performance of the assignment round is crucial. Be sure not to miss it. Final showdown. Based on the rankings from the previous 9 rounds, round 10 will be the decisive showdown to determine the final rank and ladder grade placement, including the champion of the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala, who will emerge as the ultimate winner. New exclusive rewards. At the end of round 10, rewards will be issued based on the player's ladder grade and final rank. For outstanding players, they will receive exclusive rewards that can showcase their supreme honor both in and outside the game. In-game rewards include the honor title, honor name tag, and honor avatar frame, which are sure to make you stand out. Moreover, there are also physical trophies, interviews, custom-made popularity gifts, official social media promotion, game exposure, and other exclusive honorable rewards. Gain global renown both in and outside the game. What are you waiting for? Participate in the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala now.
Very tricky there. Down one, trying to get across the bridge, shut down. XA8, 4 players alive. Currently split 2 and 2. The other 2 players on the east side of Rozhok. It's down one. Sit above them. Vampire is just about coming over that hill for the western edge. North shore for Vampire already. They're in one of those towers, but they're going to have to move further in. They know Aegon XA8 are here. They should know that DRS are rolling up on the north side.
It's a hard cross here. I think Schweppes is playing this one very, very well, knowing that there's probably those off angles from Aegon XA8. UZM goes down, this is from Enigma Galaxy. There's a lot of eyes on this position. Ghost is the only one left remaining over towards Rozhok side, but should be shortly returning to the fold.
Welcome back to the PMGC 2023, and this is going to be the last chance stage here. And I'm live in Malaysia, battling up PJ, with me none other than Potato coming out from Alter Ego. And starting off our questions and brief interview for the day.
Rob's Victor and Akashi to back Novello up on the hillside. They know there's more players here. They know they have to push further north.
It feels like there's a
East
lot
side
of
flank,
challenges for you
IHC
in
covering
the
off.
PMGC
Smoke's
league
being
stage.
thrown down for Game Lord to isolate sidelines to create a channel towards the Enigma Galaxy fight.
Oke, jadi Alter Ego sendiri kalian itu back to back champion di PMSL dan
launching them back on over. No one going down just yet. The rest of down one trying to get across. Not going to be shot at just yet, but everybody's turning their attention that way now. Vampire have to be on the swivel, actually managing to get all the way across. Down one gaming will stay alive for now. Ragey shots over towards Alpha 7.
Jadi mereka nggak ada patokan mau gameplay gimana, jadi mereka menyelesaikan dari segi gameplay.
Okay, if you ask me the difference between PMSL and PMGC, most of the team at this PMGC, they know how to adapt with the situation. They don't have like one specific play style or they want to play passive or aggressive. No, they're not doing that. They just adapt with the situation and improvise from there.
So I guess that's the biggest challenge for them as well. And now, based on yesterday's matches, are there any adjustments? Today is your last day playing as well. You have to wait for tomorrow. Will there be any adjustment for your team to just to make it for the next stage and get a better
shot down
result?
as well. Victor and Rob's active. They want to try and create some cover, but their teammates are getting shot out in the meantime. They're not in the next circle, and IHC have moved in front of them. With the chaos that they were involved in with Nick the Galaxy. Godless, sideswipe on the off angle. And their teammates will fall. Two players now left standing for Game Lord on the south side, and a tricky rotation ahead of them. Likely they're going to have to move north of the river, and IHC have got the shots. They split one-on-one in the vehicles. Reloads there. The back player going to be able to get to the coastline. Unlikely to get across, but still somehow squeaking it through. Forward position.
For me, from
will be
Altigo,
taken away
we want to
from
do our
them, however,
best.
and it's just
We already touch up our mistake. We already learned from the past. And yes,
did go down to a shot coming through from
today,
Besiktas all the way on the east side. They'll have to move further in.
But then
Inco once again find themselves
so I think
a very troublesome spot,
really,
but a
really
spot
well,
that they
so
have lived in.
It's not going to qualify easily to the last
final
chance.
job towards
now I'm going to touch it for a bit more. Since you mentioned about your mistakes yesterday, and it's so hard to actually identify your mistake in a very short time. Can you stay out some of the mistakes?
It's a hot spot.
Ya, kamu ngomong-ngomong, kamu ada ngomong tentang permasalahan yang terjadi lah, mistik-mistik terjadi. Bisa nggak kamu cerita sedikit aja? Apa salah satu contoh mistik-mistik yang terjadi di kemarin hari?
Mistik yang kemarin terjadi sih kita belum expect sama keisengan Semnan ya. Jadi benar-benar dari semua map kita benar-benar dekat sama dia dan lumayan mengganggu gameplay kita lah.
So the things that I don't expect is the playstyle from Sem9. So that's the mistake that we learned back then is because of our drop spot in every map is quite near with Sem9, and yeah, we don't expect these things gonna happen, and yes, it's gonna. They give us so much trouble.
Inco doing a stellar job for elimination so far. Forest should be spotted. DRS in the meantime, southwest side, Vampire at their back, looking to move up. Schweb does fall. It's rejected there.
Or will there be somebody else so far?
The off angle should be reasonable here for Vampire. 4 eliminations already on the game.
Yang kamu ngerasa PR terbesar kamu ataupun ada tim-tim yang lain?
The deck from Delta, either player going
karena
down.
Emang kemarin iseng aja kita nggak expect dia bakalan main se-iseng itu.
Okay.
On their approach on the southwest side, blue zone moving in. Shots from Ravenclaw as they crest the ridge. The back line not safe. Rules
we might have
repositioning.
more surprises for today, by the way. We tied points among the teams,
Go
and
for the
you still
spray
have a
that he
great
wants
chance
to
to make
find,
it
but the
to
nade
the
over
last
the
chance
top
stage.
could be on the money. It's the only one he's got in the pocket. Looks like it's on target, maybe a little bit short there. Will fall just in front of the rock that Delta hides behind.
Oke, jadi kalau kita lihat dari point system, poin kalian itu tidaklah terlalu jauh untuk kamu lolos ke last chance. Jadi, apakah fokus terbesar yang kamu mau fokusin hari ini supaya kamu bisa lolos ke last chance?
Kita lebih memaksimalin tiap game sih. Jadi, kalau tiap game kita mendapatkan hasil yang bagus, poin juga bakalan ikutan bagus juga. Jadi, kita fokus game per game.
Okay, so basically we're gonna focus on each game. We're gonna focus on our first game first. It's because of I believe if we focus on each game, the point will come afterwards. So we're just gonna do our best in every single map, so that yeah, we're gonna maximize our point.
I agree. It's one step at a time, one thing
standing now
at a
for
time
DRS.
as well.
They would
But we're
know
done here on
pretty much where
stage
that
live.
position's
We're
going to be,
toss
but
it back
Killer
to
finds
the
another one.
casters.
Oh, he's drifted over. He didn't get it. Okay, fair enough.
Especially when it comes to Green Group, today will be the last day performing, and next day they have to just wait it out. They're just going to toss it back to the casters. Casters, take it away.
Cover to play around, but Godless threads the needle nonetheless, and IHC pick up the elimination. Vampire. They had a good fight there, but it just came crashing down right at the end.
Potato, Altigo, and all the teams from Group Green, this is your last chance. Your last 6 matches to get as many points as possible and potentially keep yourself in the safe zone. If this happened, and we got Maxman and Claris here. All the dust to break everything happening, obviously, yesterday.
Maybe A7 can start to capitalize off the back of this. Titans also currently a 4-man squad. Did take down one of the players coming through from Alpha 7 who was trying to control the river itself and Revo. Very slowly but surely made their way into position.
Like was one of their downfalls. Luckily for them, they're not playing today. However, I think
in the water,
that is not the issue for them.
Yesterday,
the issue for them in 4 games out of the 6
was one of those pushes where it's like,
risks.
this might not work out for us for the first 10
you get caught in the water, BTR takes you down,
will get some
done.
points from this position if we
the
just
other water scenario on Arengel as well, that was not required whatsoever. The first game on Arengel where they're coming late to the circle, they're trying to go for a central spot. You're too late. Try and play edge edge instead.
To it just
Again,
yet,
another unnecessary
finding
risk.
a spot
And then
right
finally,
near the edge of the
7-9
circle right
on
now.
Erangel being able to take them out when they're
So
trying
for
to find
Vampire,
cards,
they have
right?
8
So
eliminations,
all of these
so
unnecessary
placement points
risks
that
that they're
they can
taking
rack
could
up
be
now.
easily
There's a lot
mitigated
of
if they're just playing a bit more
ragtag teams
mature,
in the river.
could be mobile and trying to play a bit more of a
If they could just stay
style.
alive and not get caught up in it,
before we can hop
they
into
can
some
ladder
more
up
analysis
easily
here, Max,
6
I know
to 7
you're just
team
ready
places
to talk.
here.
Gotta remind you guys at home about the Infinix
taking
GT10
shots.
Pro
This guy
smartphone
really
here
performed
at PUBGM
very well
2023.
through the group
And while you're
stage.
on your new
A little bit of
device,
a
make sure you check
slower
out TikTok
performance
with the
going through the
PUBGM
survival stage, but has made it in.
behind the scenes.
Still had some really big moments.
For you guys to watch, and of course we do
Seems
post
like
about
he's
the
still
event.
being that front
Make sure
man
you
for
use
the squad.
the
Those sixes
hashtag
really
as
caught
well.
my eye
Max,
recently
you heard
as this
breakdown
backstop
Alter
member.
Ego.
He's able to get
There's
some
another
very
team
interesting
out
little
there you really
angles,
have to focus our attention on. A team who
open
had a
up the
special
fight here
invite
over towards
into
Alpha 7,
the
allowing
group
them to get
stage.
into a position on
It's
the circle. And
G-Gladiators.
Titans
I don't know.
haven't pushed their
I
luck
don't know if I
actually.
wanna talk
They
about
go for the full-on crash
Maybe
towards
it's
Alpha 7.
I
They
don't
just
know. I
found
want to
compound
talk about
play
it.
from. Decided this is better for them to just stay on this floor rather than risking the full-on fight. With this circle, with the bank in play, although it's very risky and horribly dangerous this type of terrain, they're more than likely going to live for a long while just sticking as four as opposed to going for a full
right?
brawl.
And one of the few teams that's been added to the mix today, that I'm especially excited to see play, is going to be Enigma Galaxy. They played exceptionally well back in their group
in the buggy. We'll be able to bandage up.
With Coops, he was the second top fragger of his group.
Get a little bit of healing
done. One of the best pickups, I would say, in the entire
staying alive for
year
now.
of
That
Pokemon
south
Esports,
side,
right? With
just
how they
all
are
of the
able
teams
to
who
take these fights
went
now,
to the river
how
as a
aggressive
last
they are.
chance.
I'm especially interested to see
LGD
how
finally
they're
having
gonna
to
fight
leave
for
their
spot
stronghold.
Shinky on the
Projectors
Wrangle against
ready and
Alpha
waiting to
Xavier,
receive.
how that really unfolds.
They won't find a knock just yet. Two players active.
Everyone is looking
YZ
at
and
to
Suki.
qualify for the grand final, so
Suki
they're
already on
very
the high
big favorite
ground.
for me here going in
He's
these
still
matches.
in the next
I'm hyped for
circle.
them. I'm also hyped for Duxan as well.
Playing around that bridge.
South Korea, let's go.
They
Here
know
we
where
are.
that is. The nade over the top from
They're
Zessi.
awesome. They're awesome.
Finds the
And
high
I mean,
ground
to be
knock,
fair,
and
they had a great start
LGD
to their group initially,
joined
and
the
they kind of
teams
fell off slowly as time went on.
the
but,
river crawl.
I've
just picking
said
up
it
more and more
multiple
points here. I mean,
times,
Raven
South
Evil
Korea
is in
constantly
such a
gets
powerful
more and
position.
more days, more games
even
on
as
the
a
board.
solo from this spot on the side, doesn't have to take many fights to improve from regen, but what he can do is certainly pick up some good points down towards the river. Might not get a huge amount of placement points here, but any team that he can move,
I was going to say, well, that's great stuff to talk about. Obviously, Enigma Galaxy and Duxan. But Max, I really want to hammer home about Gladiators here.
As soon as they step up, but they're more likely going to commit to just going north of the river. On this next circle, they have 30 seconds to play. The question is, what will they do with the position they've been given? Zessi actually looks for a swim across. Ravenfall steps up for more.
But also, and Hyper, because the roster they ended up fielding in Group Red wasn't the roster they ended up
fielding. As soon as he takes those shots, they go down. And it's 10th place for Vampire, which is really unfortunate.
I mean, to be fair, GFAN on the roster was surprised to see them do so well in the group, considering GFAN's kind of been out of the team for a while now. But they have so much more. I guess a lot of pressure still remaining away from North America.
And I'm very, very certain
that
it's going to be much fewer than that.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Not very well.
I know that Zifan
a lot of the teams already have fair few points towards the top of the lobby, feeling very healthy. Over the Game Lord currently, I believe that is Narvalo in the water himself. No, it's Victor this time around putting in the shift. Okay, your Game Lord's going to live for a little bit longer. They're the solo team apparently. And this is good news for them. 6 eliminations, maybe further into top.
As you said already, talking about
Inco already, you know, clocking in at 9. They get the majority of the work done towards that first hour of work, and then they just kick their feet up and then rest for the rest of the day until they do something else, or at least the manager asks them to go do something. So for them, they're getting their big game in, securing themselves towards the top of the lobby, nice and early on, give themselves that buffer. It's a very relaxed little last chance here for Inco.
Obviously struggling when it came to
this is where Inco
able to
can
put up
really
a ton of eliminations,
sweep up a lot of these points. 8 eliminations already. I imagine they're going to be able to see 3 or 4 more in the next couple of minutes. Shots over towards Alpha 7 as Ragey
Enigma Galaxy, I do feel like they were
held in this compound for so long. Blank. Remember, this is the compound that they fought HVVP for. Both teams wanted to crash it.
Grand final straight
and the
away.
fact that Alpha 7 are alive this deep in a really strong position
here and there,
just makes you wonder what HVVP could have done with it as well.
And we know this team as a very formidable roster. I mean, I think a lot of people put a lot of stock in.
Really big, actually. Why said it finds Inco?
Becca maybe being
dismounted there. He's going to look for the result of Vitali, but another name to follow. The Cook looks
of course,
a little bit too short there. Why said let's it go a little bit longer. This one, though, could prove to be a little bit
see who with the 43 eliminations. But this team still is able to play a macro game, even if Koops
Arsenal
is
jump out wide, and YZ actually tucks back into cover. Besiktas are there with nades as well. Vitali goes down again. Becca, no. Besiktas on the other side of the river.
Similar to Matic, he was kind of off by himself. But also the funny thing was, he was the tip of the spear.
Limbs now for LGD.
He would be like the first one across the road.
Why is he doing a very good job? I think he's realised that, you know what, he's not getting a high place, but what he can do is get a lot of the limbs here. Squash moves out the water. This is a full-on challenge between him and YZZ. See what he can get done here. Raging. Ratiocio goes down. Squash actually knocked as well.
Just follow Koops.
Enable it. Fortunate. Titan actually taking the shots over towards Reject. Alpha 7 the only team in cover right now. And they have been given this one after their first initial rotation.
A lot of the time it's very successful when it works out that way. And the rest of the team, sure, they
control all the crossing, and Titan know it. They want this compound, they want to take it back into control. 4 players alive for Titan, the only team at full power, and Mafioso struggling to find an opening knock over to the squad, finally able to thread that needle. Puncher falls first, 6 on the sidelines as well, up and into the fray. There's too many angles for him to deal with those. Carillo unleashes the Rosa.
Because increases your
odds
of winning those matches pretty significantly.
Over onto Puncher.
I hope
the rest of the duo just staying at the back here for Titan. 2 players now alive. Alpha 7 on 3 as everybody from the river finally getting cut down. Inco eliminated. Down 1, down 4 teams remaining now blank.
At the start of this tournament.
What a hold there from LGD though. Why is he still going? Trying to ruin the chances. Son HP has to drop in towards the water himself. Most likely will get knocked out here. And LGD, with just YZZ himself, owning the bank, taking all the cash from the vault there and putting in the elimination points bracket. Looks great news for him.
You've got 6 eliminations, not able to make it happen yesterday.
Will go down there, but third place, 10 eliminations, a 20-point game for LGD.
Points, and that's kind of why I focus on them a little bit in my VOD review from day to day, because I do feel like Alter Ego is
figure that he could be in here. They've got to imagine he's in the tower, and now he's enveloped by the blue.
Themselves in yesterday,
wants to bounce a nade off the wall at the last second,
so much so that I do believe that Alter Ego makes
point doesn't go to Alpha 7, but they get the chicken dinner nonetheless, and play from a super strong compound. Hard fought for them at the start, but they kept everybody else at bay.
Island, for example.
So to the end,
so we'll see if that actually pans out here today.
Control on the northern shore.
But
I really like this though.
Completely ties into their interview
to what Revo's been talking about.
I will say this: I'm 100%
towards the beginning of the game,
but one thing we can't forget about
they were struggling a little bit getting towards the center of the circle, playing on that northeast.
Obviously, if you're Malaysia in a situation, that's over doubling your points. But it's not that big of a gap at the moment, so it's really going to come down to those potential 1, 2, 3 points. That means whether you're into the last chance or you're unfortunately PMGC run position before we go in. It's still extremely close, but yeah, it's kind of eye-opening match to look at Group Green.
So instead, this time around, it's a case of we have to fight H3P for this spot. We're going to send directly in there, and we will just challenge out any of the team for this position, because it is the game-winning spot, and H3P and both Alpha 7 understood that it could have gone either way.
There's room for them to, of course, catch up here,
so unfortunate
as we know, for the survival stage,
but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Alpha 7 with the chicken dinner to take them up and into the first spot.
On the leaderboards, and after, I think Kalaris in esports, this is always the worst scenario to be in. You just got to stay and watch, and just hope that the other teams around you don't perform well, which is the most insane situation for the indie, because you just cannot have the impact you're hoping for.
No, for sure. It's a terrifying prospect to actually kind of stare down. For Reject, of course, I think that obviously right now they got themselves 17 points yesterday. And to compare that to the group stage that they had, where it was 188 points in total. For me, I don't know if 2 days is enough for Reject and rotating lobbies for them to gain traction, because Reject's performances came in the latter stages of their group as a whole, compared to some of the earlier days and the earlier results. That said, as well, there's some uncharacteristic numbers that came out from yesterday. Prestige, for example, only 10 eliminations across 6 games. This is a team that can get that in 1 game, no problem.
Well, Alpha 7, they came out with the interview saying, if you come near us, we're going to shoot you down. And HUVP, unfortunately, was one of the recipients of this one.
I just think
close out the game, get themselves even further into top 5. I believe even in first place now, gentlemen. This is a fantastic showing out of Alpha 7 as they look to join in. As you kind of mentioned, right, like rotating groups, it kind of doesn't.
Normally in the interviews, I'm not going to lie, we hear them say, oh, if we see you, we're going to like chase you down, we're going to take your compound. I don't typically believe it. I do now. They just barely saw Pixel moving of HVP in a really good compound at that. Like, it was a better rotation from HVP, a lot quicker. But the fact that Alpha 7 just sent it while the team was split was really perfect timing from Alpha 7,
and 2 days of play.
You just can't breach it because the compound, it's hard to leave, but it's even harder to breach right Sandstorm, and that defense was just on point.
I did want to focus on, just really quickly, because I want to hard way, in case it happens. Influence rate.
But what we saw from
Mythic in that last game, completely wiping out the HVP lineup.
I asked this before the game, and I'm going to ask it now. Do you think they might have done better if they dropped, or at least close enough to North George, tried to rotate there, would have been a quicker rotation to that compound? That might have actually been the difference in them arriving earlier than Alpha 7.
We always
might have been the biggest difference that they needed. And at this point in the game, making that mistake, not getting a single elim either, not securing a single point, is definitely going to hurt HVP.
At the second half of the day, I think now
yeah,
is a bit early to do that.
Farther behind that top 5 they're trying to catch up to. But a couple of individual plays we're going to have to mention here as well. YZZ from LGD,
just play the half of the day,
the last
chill,
surviving
normal,
player
then
from
if you
the
want
team's
and
out of water.
I think the earlier you do it, the more responsive.
First of all, I mean, obviously the confidence that goes into being able to pull off that kind of situation and knowing your limits and knowing what you need to do. But I feel like at the end, to be fair to him, Victor kind of saved him from game wars. He knocked 2 players from Rejects,
maybe also pretty much. Like, the situation is really out there. It's hard to predict what's going to be happening, but he just picked up the pieces. And I think the weapon choice for him in that situation was really good. He was playing the PP Bison, which, as we know, has got a lot of ammo in that clip, and you can just keep spraying down as they just come out of the water. You can just keep spraying, keep the pressure on, and it's going to be really hard to make it over to the mainland. So, yeah, good weapon usage, and YZZ, I mean, they had a good game initially, but making it across that river as a 4-man team is just
sometimes
so
those
hard.
can potentially clash from here
from
time to time, and Erangel is the most, as we all do our little thing. Please, sir,
I mean, if we talk about those individual point scoring we talked about, was Navarro getting himself 10. I think YZZ has just been able to catch up quite a bit here, because that gets LGD so close to being in top 5. I mean, that's a good point.
I wonder how close it is. I'm hyped to look at the overall rankings, but this is a game that's going to put them in good standing. Well, it's not going to put a few of the teams in good standing. Of course, we talked about HVP, but BTR losing that fight almost instantly to the hands of Game Lord. That's going to put Game Lord in a great position, and it's fantastic for Game Lord too, because before this game, Game Lord with 8 was 49 points. BTR were just barely above them in 6th place. It was an extra 2 points, was 51. So now BTR falling down, Game Lord
even me and you were speculating with
Theory Sandstorm going up as well, because they got
this week's going to be so damn good. Like, the quality of games yesterday was great. If that carries on, I'm living for it.
So we see a lot of movement still happening here. Potentially a lot of movement happening when it comes to our fan vote leaderboard. Remember I said S2G was first place yesterday, and they're going to be still first place today. However, I think the Galaxy getting fit, maybe the only way that brings us to the Galaxy get a top 5 today.
How are 4 rivals higher?
I don't know how 4
they started off 5th, then they were 4th I think yesterday, now they're 3rd, like, are they going to...
They look ready to go.
Are they coming for S2G's spot? Is that the question? I mean, we're running out of days, that's it, today's the last day, we're done.
Good
just 5 more games
upwards
left.
trend over in their group. Didn't start off so strong, but ended it quite significantly
well.
I mean, obviously not getting in towards that direct invite stage. But
I thought
yeah,
Sensor was going to get a little angry at me for what I said there about the only time we're going to see
and you know, we were chatting about, like, you know,
I mean, what am I going to defend here? You give me a reason to defend them. From what I've seen in these games, they don't deserve to get into the top 5. They're just not showing what they're made of. It's not the same performance from last year's BMGC. They were sticking to the heel strat on Sandhawk yesterday as well, so there's not much left to give them
I think that's what the speculation that we had.
There is left to give you guys at home. Your
Looking
thoughts,
back
the
on
viewer
it,
survey that's
in
going to happen
retrospect
over
about
in
the
the
rose-tinted
YouTube chat. You guys can
goggles,
fill it out, give your feedback on the show, feedback on the talent. Maybe you want me next year to bully Maxman even more.
Reject Tokyo could be lumped in without how well they were playing over that week. But since coming into this,
let's take a look though at what's really important.
What's going on here?
Straight the overall rankings.
Top 5 was under pressure already.
We have seen
it is Inco versus Maples here. We saw this versus Maples in the very first day of their group versus Falcons. They lost their hot drop, but they're used to it now. They're expecting something to go off. They've already found one knock.
That's the thing, right? When you have
the back here,
12 matches to be in a top 5 position, every single game you could have a completely different ranking for these teams. Top 5 teams remain the exact same, but just the placements are a little bit different. But I've seen HVP slip down a little bit. And Gamwon too, like 2 teams that I thought, yeah, they're going to be top 5, should be pretty easy. Struggling a little bit, and they had a good start, but they got kicked by Reject really hard this game.
It's still 19-point difference from that 5th place spot all the way towards 12. So even teams like Besiktas have a chance to bring it back. But again, these teams at the very bottom of the leaderboard, they need to start bringing it early on in the day. So they need to bring it in game 8, game 9, of course, in Miramar
off
Sandhawk, if they're not
in
able
the
to perform in
meantime.
these two games, then
desperately
the
trying to
last
hold
two
his
games
own.
of the day, we're just going to be focused on the top 5 teams and maybe up to 8.
Only one Mad Bull left remaining, but it's Tulika, who's having a fantastic day yesterday. Not about to let this game slip out of his hands, but he's only got one teammate left to bring up, but a huge amount of damage onto Squash. Last player alive, Tulika.
Well, with Egon IA, these guys, I mean, they showed us something special on the very last day of survival stage, but we're not seeing any of that in today's games. They were very late on their rotation coming up from the military base, and when we saw them going into Zone 2, I believe Zone 3, 2 or 3 of the players had like 3 bandages and no stims. They were running out of meds, so those late rotations are hurting them a lot. Bacon, one of the top performing teams on Erangel as well. We didn't see them do anything in the last game, didn't see them do anything in day 1, so the reason I'm focusing on these teams, they're at the very bottom and they need to perform and they need to do it now, otherwise their journey is done.
You have crippled yourself coming into the opening game today.
Maxman, I can see a certain team in there that you said you would not predict at all today, or at least as a team to watch. LGD, interesting.
It's not my pick. You told me to pick it for you, Jason. I took it for you. I took it. Wishing that's some vampire.
I didn't hear Jason do that.
I was going to say,
he's on the broadside, will be spotted almost immediately.
Yeah, LTD, I mean, they were in a position that was
not
great before this game. They were in 11th position, and it was said right also that they only have a certain amount of games where they can potentially hope to be back in a race. Thanks to the performance of YZZ, they're still in a position where they can compete. They're still put in a position where they can be in the top 5, and as we know, Jason, their team are really good at playing on Miramar. So if they can get themselves, maybe their very first chicken dinner of the last chance on this game, this would put them, normally push them up even in top 5.
Towards that direction,
top 5 obviously would make them extremely happy, but the problem is they're running out of matches to do so.
All the teams are already
a lot of other teams gunning out for that position as well.
Here,
so head on over to our commentators though. You know what, for Maxman, you can throw it on over to John, Allen, and Blake here for once.
Okay, John, Allen, Blank, take it away.
Oh, you're so lame.
With that, Tulika, we'll move onwards.
Imagine being so lame that you have to get Maxman to do your throws for you. What is this? What is going on?
You know, I particularly liked when he stumbled trying to get Max to throw to us in the first place. And then Max was just like, you know, take it, boys.
That is
a
rough way
we took it off his hands. Now we'll take the pressure away,
coming
and
into
we'll
it
have to sit back here and watch for
speculate.
30 minutes as some of the best teams of the world are going to get cut out.
We got Jason's favourite, just what he ordered, you know, fresh from the oven there, the hot drop specialty.
A lot of these teams are fan favourites too. I don't think there's anyone here in this PMGC stage that no one's cheering for. I think everyone's cheering for these teams. I'm passionate about all these teams as well. There's so many cool and interesting step-ups in terms of performance, in terms of gameplay, so many separate regions. I think this is one of the most inclusive PMGCs we've seen in a long time, with a lot of different regions finding their star power, finding those members that can operate on that world stage, which is so cool to me. I think that a lot of that comes down to just the format this year as well, where we have had a much
here on Sandhawk, you do want to try and get as many points as possible, squeeze out as much as possible.
You know, if you do very well in your league stage,
you're only going to see one of it anyway. You don't want to go heavy
which has
on
meant
these
that
games.
a lot of our teams
all
that
by
are
his lonesome
consistently
here.
the best
No one else to
have
help
had
him.
that
He's got
big
a
chance and that big
DBS
advantage to get
versus the
towards the finals.
three-man
If they
squad
don't make
here
it through the
of
finals,
West.
well, they weren't good at sprints and they wouldn't have been good
Easy,
here.
straight
So
round
we
the
have
corner.
the best of the
Easy
best
two-pump,
performing
double
on this
barrel
Grand World
action,
stage
straight into the
with
face
new
of
stars
Kitsune as
and
well.
the
Causes
right
him to go
world stars
bounding
as
around.
well.
It's like a very aggressive body rabbit. And he's put the foot down, Blank. At least hits onto a one. The sprint out as well. Basically just offering themselves up as sacrifice there. Those are some freebies for gladiators. You get the response in as well for the situation. Get everyone back on their feet. You're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, you're going to be really, really
We've seen a Northwestern Circle before Blank. It was HVVP's game.
It is typically where Tixie does play as well over towards this eastern
We've seen,
side.
well, not only in just this tournament, back in Group Green as well,
and I think
there was
that
this
is
Hard Northern
nice.
Circle.
That's a nice
They've won
regroup
that as
coming
well.
through from
Hard
Gladiators.
Northern
A lot of
Circles
times
on
they've been very
Miramar
slow
are
on
an
that approach.
HVVP
If
speciality.
one player is
They
on
need
his
these
lonesome,
points now.
backup doesn't come
Can they
half
get
as
them
quick
when
enough
it
a lot
matters
of times.
most?
So for Tixie,
I feel like
he
this
is
is a
thanking
team
his
that would be
teammates,
so
clapping them on the back
disappointed
there.
not to
That
see
is a
the
very,
PMGC
very pleasing
finals in
result for
Jakarta.
Gladiators.
It
Not
wouldn't
so much
feel
for
quite
Quest.
right
Currently on
to not have
13
them
points.
there.
It's
And they're
not
currently in
really
9th
looking
place.
too
We shut it
good for
down
this
now.
team.
Inco
Even
far ahead of
after
them.
the absolute mad plays we saw from Al Haji yesterday, I don't know how much further Quest is going to be able to get into this tournament
is in the top 5,
next year's
all
going
of
to be
these
a really
teams,
good year
I
for
would 100%
Alhaji, no matter
support them
what
going
team
through
he's
the
on.
grand finals. I would also be 100% sad
I think they've done well
if we
at
didn't
these
see the likes
things
of
and kind of winning the hearts of
HBP,
fans a little bit
Damwon,
as well with the
Reject,
time we've
VBE,
seen from
Aegon,
them
Nigma,
on camera,
Baker
the way
Time,
they've come across
Besiktas.
in their
There's so
interviews
many
and the
teams.
resilience
Just name
they
the whole
saw, at
table.
least in
Honestly, the
regulation
whole,
back in
all
Group
of
Green,
them.
right?
I
You know,
would be
for them
so
to
sad
actually
to see
fight
all of
through
them go out. So
and
every
even
time
still
someone bumps
be in
themselves
the
up into the
tournament in a
finalist
position where we
position
can still be
towards
talking
that
about
top
them
5,
right now,
I'm
Blank.
happy.
At
I'm
least
happy
for me
for them.
was
I'm also
impressive.
sad for whoever
It just
drops
felt
down.
like there
It's
was a
terrifying.
little bit of
In the
room
meantime,
to
you can be
get
very
another
happy at
step
home
forward.
because
It's a shame how
you'll
some
be
of the games have
rewarded
gone
with a
for quite,
PMGC
especially
special
yesterday.
break from
It was
2022,
rough.
and that
It
releases
was
tomorrow.
miserable.
Early
Back
Christmas.
on screens
Guys,
here
don't
though.
be worried.
Evo
And it doesn't end on
instantly
Christmas Day. It goes
aggressing,
all the way through
looking to
January
try
8th,
and
so if you
build
missed it, you were spending
themselves
time
a
with family.
few
Maybe you were
points
trying to put that
on
phone
this
down
one.
at
Misery
those
got the early
meals
knock
that you
off with the
spending with
UMP.
all
Red
your
Face
friends
and
and
Co now
family as
moving
well.
in to
Perhaps
clear
you
out
pick
the
yourself
upper
back up again
compound
because
as
the
well
Worlds round
and
26
flashing
and
their way
realise that the
through anyone
2022
that
special
dares
break
to
is
peek
still
into
here.
them.
Yeah, it's a nice little
Sat in the
fight there
corner
from
of the party
Pasija
with the
Evos
phone,
versus
getting your
Hyper,
PMGC
leaving them down
crate
to one
going
player
on,
now, and I
thinking
think
they
for
don't know I've
Pasija
got my
Evos, this is
PMGC
very well
crate.
set up.
Just,
Yesterday didn't look too great
they're one step
for
behind you,
Pasija
don't worry.
Evos. I mean, they
You'll
were
be,
doing extremely well.
You are the
over
pretty
happy with that.
our
Exactly.
group stage,
You are
but
the cool
kind of
cat,
fell off
indeed.
just a little bit there
think
towards
anyone
our
wants to be called
first
the
day
cool
of
cat
play
these
for
days.
Group Green. 21 points though, it's not terrible,
Thanks,
it's
bro. I
not
appreciate
ideal
that.
either,
See,
but
I
it's
like
good
being called
enough.
cool